Hello, and welcome to Tales for Life. In each episode of this podcast, we'll explore a folk or fairy tale from a different culture or region and discover the life lessons, values, and morals they offer that we can use today. Join me on the journey through the magical and meaningful world of folk and fairy tales. Welcome, story lovers, to another episode of Tales for Life, the podcast that journeys through life one tale at a time. I'm grateful you're here for another dose of folk wisdom, a short, fun story with a long echo, in an episode titled, How Wisdom Accumulates. Thanks for making this space part of your day. We all want to be wise. Not just to avoid looking foolish or uninformed, but because wisdom carries a kind of gravity. Wise people are admired. They're steady when others wobble. They see patterns we miss. They help us navigate life with a little more clarity, a little more courage. We're drawn to them because they make the world feel more understandable, and because they remind us who we could become. But wisdom isn't something we get by reading a stack of books or sitting alone on a mountaintop waiting for lightning to strike, and it's rarely a sudden flash of enlightenment that drops into our lap out of nowhere. Wisdom is an accumulation of experiences, of ideas, of mistakes, of conversations, of the insights others hand us along the way. It's not a solo achievement. It's a slow gathering. And that brings us to today's tale, a poem from the late 1800s. It's a story that shows how wisdom can't belong to just one person, and how even those who seem wise can stumble when they rely only on their own slice of understanding. It reminds us that wisdom grows when we combine what we know with what others know, piece by piece, until the fuller picture comes into view. This is The Blind Men and the Elephant. It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, "God bless me, but the elephant is very like a wall." The second, feeling of the tusk, cried, "Ho, what have we here? So very round and smooth and sharp. To me 'tis mighty clear. This wonder of an elephant is very like a spear." The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, thus boldly up and spake, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a snake." The fourth reached out his eager hand, and felt about the knee. "What most this wondrous beast is like, is mighty plain," quoth he, "'tis clear enough the elephant is very like a tree." The fifth, who chanced to touch the ear, said, "Even the blindest man can tell what this resembles most. Deny the fact who can. This marvel of an elephant is very like a fan." The sixth no sooner had begun about the beast to grope, than, seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a rope." And so these men of Indostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right, and all were in the wrong. So oft in theologic wars the disputants, I ween, rail on in utter ignorance of what each other mean, and prate about an elephant not one of them has seen. This poem may be short, but this 150-year-old gem has lasted because it's long on wisdom. It reminds us that even the simplest stories can hold a mirror up to our lives if we're willing to look closely. The first thing it shows us is that even people considered wise can go astray when they stop listening. The 6 men in the tale are described as learned, but they're also blind. And while that's literal in the poem, it's a metaphor for us. When we close our eyes to the thoughts, experiences, and insights of others, we shrink our understanding down to whatever we can grasp on our own. And that's when even smart, thoughtful people can end up confidently wrong. Wisdom doesn't grow in isolation. It grows in conversation. The second lesson is just as important. None of the men are wrong. They're just not entirely right. Each one is holding a piece of the truth, but a piece isn't the whole. And that's the heart of it for us. Our experiences matter. Our lessons matter. What we've lived through shapes us, but they're not the entire picture. Just as every story has more than one side, wisdom has more than one source. It's only when we gather what we know and combine it with what others know that we move from knowledge to something deeper and more durable. And so, as we wrap up today's episode, remember this: wisdom doesn't arrive all at once. It accumulates through time, through mistakes, through listening, through learning, through the courage to admit we don't see everything. Let that truth travel with you this week. Stay curious, stay open, and let your understanding grow one piece at a time. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.